With a several months longer wait than they'd originally promised, and the community constantly bugging them about when is Better Together coming to Switch, Mojang's Redmond-based team are now promising more transparency in how things are going along. With that in mind, they recently had a live stream showing off a development build of the Bedrock-based Minecraft, running quite well by the way, on the Nintendo Switch. And along the way we had a few things properly confirmed at last and learned quite a few new and interesting things. Hello again, I am Blunty, and as many of you know, aside from the YouTube thing, I do the stream thing over on Twitch, and traditionally on Sundays, we play Minecraft on the stream, and despite me having quite a serious PC gaming rig since it launched last year on the Nintendo Switch, I've spent most of my Minecraft time there, on what is currently called the Minecraft Nintendo Switch Edition. But the editions are dying. The Nintendo Switch edition of Minecraft is the last of its kind, except for original Minecraft, which was Minecraft, but now it is called Minecraft Java Edition, and all the other Minecrafts are just called Minecraft. And soon, and yes, that's the best we get told right now, soon, the Switch version will finally be replaced with a version based on what Mojang call the Bedrock Codebase, also known as the Better Together update, because the Bedrock Codebase is what runs the current versions of Minecraft on Apple devices, on Android devices, the Windows 10 version, and on the Xbox. And being that they're all on the same code base, they can all interoperate. You can cross-play. A player on Xbox can share a world, a realm, servers, and online minigames with a player on any of those other systems, and vice versa. The Nintendo Switch Better Together update was delayed. We were never quite told why, but there were some issues and bugs with the Xbox Bedrock Edition, which probably contributed. But once it finally lands, soon, all of Minecraft running on the Bedrock codebase will be in lockstep as far as features and updates go. And as I said, players on any platform will be able to join their friends regardless of their own personal choice of hardware, which is all pretty neat. And the plan, now that all non-Java editions, except for PlayStation because Sony are being pissy little shitheads about the Bedrock versions needing to use a Microsoft account to sign in to the Universal Connectivity Service, but the plan is to make it much easier and faster to keep things updated to what the Java edition is doing. Because also historically, console and mobile players have been lagging behind on new features and new updates, often quite severely. And that should all change now, as sharing the same code means it'll be easy to keep all the platforms updated all at once. In fact, Mojang have already announced they're planning Bedrock version beta tests for the new Life Aquatic updates that the Java version is soon to get and is currently running its own snapshot tests for. A version which introduces a host of new mobs and items and in-game mechanics. Before that though, the Mojang team say their priority is getting the Bedrock-based Nintendo Switch version out the door. So what did we learn during this livestream? Well, firstly, as some people have worried about, no, you do not need an Xbox Live Gold account to use the online features as you do on the Xbox itself. The free basic Microsoft account will work just fine. In fact, in the interface, they're not even calling it an Xbox Live account at all, it's just a Microsoft account. And linking your Microsoft account is done via an online confirmation using a unique code, so that's reasonably easy. Like the existing version, the Bedrock version on the Switch will come with a free Super Mario Mashup pack, which is what they're using to demo the live gameplay on the stream that I'm showing you here. Unfortunately, because Nintendo like to Nintendo things, that pack is the one and only texture pack in all of Minecraft that will not be cross-play compatible. Womp womp. So as long as you use this pack or any of the skins from this pack, your world, your gameplay will be locked to only connecting with other Nintendo Switch players. That's pretty annoying, but it is also pretty easy to understand why. It's Nintendo, and Nintendo are super duper protective of their properties, especially Mario. But according to Mojang, any and all other texture packs work fine for cross-platform play. As you may be seeing, there's been some updating of the interface. It now features smooth transitions between screens, which is nice, but really not that interesting. And as you can see in this clip, like all existing versions of Bedrock-based Minecraft, there's a smooth chunk fade-in effect when first loading a world, and indeed while moving into new and unrendered chunks. Much nicer than the hard pop-in that we currently experience. We were also told that the world conversion system has seen some significant updates since its less than spectacular launch with the Xbox version of Bedrock. They're fixing a ton of bugs and are quite determined to make this thing work as smoothly as possible. Obviously, they know how important it is for existing players to be able to bring across their existing Minecraft worlds with no damage. So they're paying a lot of attention to this feature. And I suspect getting this working correctly is one of the many things that has been holding back the Switch version. One new feature shown off that's not in any existing version of Bedrock is the new search function in the community menu, which a lot of people have been asking for apparently, so there's another nice quality of life improvement right there. The game also seems to run really nicely on Switch too. Now, they were streaming at 1080p, 60 frames per second. Unfortunately, their stream was not very well set up, because heavy compression and artifacting was destroying any chance we had to really see how crisp and smooth it runs. In fact, anytime there was any kind of motion on screen, it turned into a blurry garbage fire. Dear Redmond Minecraft team, if you'd like someone to teach you how to set up a proper stream with a decent camera, and including things like how to use microphones properly or get a non-garbage shot of the Switch in handheld mode, I will happily be your sensei, and I will happily take your money for it. You've certainly taken enough of mine. You have any idea how many Minecraft editions I own? 7. That snark about their streaming skills aside, we can see the new chunk fade-in and the vastly improved draw distance. In fact, while the current Minecraft Nintendo Switch Edition draws just 7 chunks in handheld mode and 12 in docked mode, the draw distance being shown off in the development build has a slider that went to 14 chunks, and apparently there's at least one build out there that goes to 16. So clearly they're still nailing down the ideal draw distance, and it's unlikely that the released version will have a slider to adjust this, like you see here. The same goes for the field of view and frame rate limiter sliders you may have seen. I doubt that these will be public-facing options. More likely it's just a development build thing for the purposes of testing. But 14 or 16, either way, it is a significant upgrade to what we have now, and 16 chunks would bring it in line with the default setting for the Java version, although there you can of course adjust it manually to suit various levels of PC hardware. More surprisingly though, was the fact that unlike the current version, there was absolutely no reduction in draw distance for handheld mode. 14 docked, 14 handheld, and it ran just as smoothly. They were unclear on what effect local split screen play would have on this though. Also, unlike the current version, the Bedrock-based Minecraft on Switch has full touch controls. It seems unlikely that this will extend to the on-screen thumbpad-like control that they use on the mobile versions, of course, but everything else about the interface and UI, including the inventory and crafting interfaces, can be touch-controlled properly, which is very nice. And although they didn't mention it specifically during this stream, I did see in a menu screen that yes, as expected and as with the other Bedrock versions, the world type is set to infinite, so no more limited size worlds on Nintendo Switch. Hooray! You will also have control over your friends setting on your Nintendo account and Microsoft account separately, so one can be set to friends of friends and the other one can be set to friends only, for example. We also saw a seed picker interface, which if you're after a particular type of spawn point could be a nice little time saver. And for those of you who like to get technical, command blocks are here too, working just as you'd expect them to. During the stream, they used a command block to summon in a ridiculous number of parrots, which also taught us 2 other things. Number 1, gone is the infuriatingly tiny mobcap from the existing version. In fact, they said flat out there is no mobcap at all in here. And secondly, notice how there's no performance hit, even with all of these entities flooding the area. So that's pretty damn nice too. And yes, handheld holds this true too. Very exciting. To the list of frequent community requests, you can also add hardcore mode and spectator modes, neither of which will be here when this launches on Switch apparently, but both are confirmed as coming. And of course, with console commands and command blocks both being usable, normal chat works just as you'd expect too. On-screen keyboard touch input will be very nice for this, although if you're playing in docked mode, I'd strongly suggest plugging in a keyboard. And yes, for those who don't know, USB keyboards, but not mice, work just fine on the Switch and have done since launch in fact. I've been using a wireless one with its own little USB dongle, and it's basically indispensable for doing things like typing on signs and such in Minecraft. Out of safety concerns, of course, there will be no clickable links in the in-game chat, by the way, and for similar safety concerns, there'll also be no custom servers, which is frustrating, but I suppose understandable, especially when you think about how the console giants really do like having control. Not hard to imagine that community-run Minecraft servers might make them a little bit nervous. Other things we knew but were confirmed during the stream, and are worth going over again here for the new to Bedrock. The update will be free, but it will be a new piece of software, not really an update or a patch. Also, any DLC, like skin packs and the like, will be cross-buy, meaning that so long as you've linked your Microsoft account so the system knows about it, any DLC you buy on the Switch can be used on the Xbox, or Windows 10, or mobile versions of the game too, and vice versa, should you own Minecraft there too. And lastly, a more sophisticated version of API access for community-made add-on packs and more sophisticated modding is also in continual development. And yes, mods are entirely possible in the Bedrock version. It's unlikely that the Bedrock modding scene will ever be quite as Wild Western and crazy as the Java Edition mods can be, where there are no restrictions at all, basically. But Mojang at least know it's important to the community, and are trying to make it as flexible and as easy as they can for the community to continue to expand on the base Minecraft experience. All in all, Bedrock-based Minecraft, and specifically the Switch version, is coming along nicely it seems, and I'm pretty happy with how responsive to the community they're currently being, and their new approach to be more transparent about what the hell is going on. Because months and months and months of silence about where the Bedrock edition of Minecraft for the Nintendo Switch has been well, it's been a little bit frustrating, hasn't it? Yeah, historically, Mojang really don't do release dates, they just unleash things when they're ready to be unleashed, so we're probably never going to have a date for when the Better Together update will hit the Nintendo Switch. But I will be pretty happy on that day, because it means I can do things like host my existing Minecraft world on my Switch, join that world with my Windows 10 version, and play with keyboard and mouse there when I stream, and still be able to go handheld when I want to go handheld. It's a quality of life thing. Thanks for watching, I am Blunty, and we'll catch you next time.